guess. For my icebreaker project, I'm going to talk about myself. And to me, this topic sounds like a narcissistic topic, don't you think? Am I going to talk about the things that I like or the things that I dislike? Am I going to brag about my achievements, my success, what I've done? What I want to share with you today are some things that you may ignore or forget, or some things that you may feel uncomfortable sharing with others. And however, I feel like this experience are the things that shape who I am. And these experiences are my failures, the setbacks in my life, and the regrets that I have. So since you guys are all students, let's talk about something close to our heart. What is it?
Studies.
Yeah, studies. Okay. So I grew up in a family where my parents and relatives put a lot of emphasis in my studies. So they like to compare with my cousins and my siblings. So I have a lot of pressure to get good grades. And a show of hands, whose parents will want you to be a doctor or a lawyer? Oh!
Oh, President! Oh, Arjun!
Oh. So all those never raised hand,
Losers.
you all are so lucky. You should give yourself a pat in the back.
Don't mind.
Okay, so after my O-levels, I choose to go to junior college, the route to take my A-levels. And I find that that's the biggest mistake I had in my life. Because I did badly for all my subjects. And I failed my general paper. And those of y'all who don't know, general paper is your English paper. And it's the most important paper in A-levels. And I was really disappointed in myself. But with the encouragement from my friends and my family, I decided to retake my A-levels again. And guess what? I failed my general paper again. I guess I'm not good at English. So I came to URL and I failed some modules and I had to retain 1 year. So it's 1 year in JC and 1 year in university. And that's 2 years, just like NS.
It's not the same. It's not the same. You check the deck.
It's not the same. It feels like I wasted 2 years. It's the same, right? Okay, so all this mixed up the failures and regrets that I had in my life. And I'm sure that everyone has their own stories to say about their failures and their regrets. But the question is, what are failures? I'm going to tell you a story. And this story is about a master. This master is going on a long trip. And so he entrusted his money to his servants, 3 servants. So to the first servant, he gave him $5,000. And the second servant, he gave him $2,000. And the third servant, he gave him $1,000. And this money is divided according to their abilities. So the first servant, he invested the money and earned back $5,000 more. And the second servant, with $2,000, he invested the money and earned back $2,000 more. Now the third servant, with $1,000, he dug a hole in the ground and hid it there. Now when the master returned, he called to his servant and asked them how they had used his money. And the first servant came forward and said, "Look, master, I've used your money and earned back $5,000 more." The master was pleased and he rewarded him. And the second servant came forward and said, "Look, master, I've used your money and earned back $2,000 more." And the master was pleased and he rewarded him. Now to the third servant, he said, "Master, I'm so afraid that I lose your money, so I hid it in the ground. Here's your money back." And guess what? The master is furious. He scolded the third servant, "You lazy and incapable servant," and he threw him out of the house. Now guys, the moral of the story is that everyone has different abilities. If you're a person who can produce $5,000, then do it. If you're a person who can produce $2,000, then do it. Do it up to your maximum capability. Don't hide it like the lazy third servant. A failure is when you didn't work and produce up to your maximum capability. A failure is not about comparing it with others, but comparing it to yourself. Now I'm going to end my speech by giving each of you $5,000. No, I'm not a millionaire. This $5,000 represents your strength, your ability, and your potential. Are you going to use what you have and gain more out of it? Or are you going to hide it away and make excuses for yourself? The Toastmaster lead.